All right, guys, Jeff Danker here, Buck Ventures. Not sure you can tell I'm in shorts, but I'm not going golfing. You know, thing that I do a lot of, I spend a lot of time looking at maps, property that I might going to lease, and even property, sometimes I'll just follow a river. I'll get on a map in an area that I know is good. This is particular Unit 16, and I've just come down from Medicine Lodge, and I'm following the Medicine River. This particular ground that I'm looking at right here is one that we're actually thinking about possibly buying. And it comes, one of the big things, the Unit 16 in Kansas. So I know the history there. I've done enough research to know what kind of bucks they're killing there. Talk to the wildlife department's always a great place. They'll shoot you straight. And then people that I know over the years that's hunted here. So this particular area right here is what I'm looking at. And as you can see, the Medicine River is running. We got Turkey Creek, and they're converging right here. Now, what you will see here is something that made me a little bit leery when I found this piece of ground that's for sale. It's right here by a town. So basically what I did is thought, you know what, I can't do any more research. I know this piece of ground is what I would like to see. I would like to have for what I want to do. But now, especially in the investment of buying and even the investment of leasing, I need to find out what's going on. Now, I could flip this and I could show you what the landowners' names are if I turn it on over here. So then I can start finding different landowners around it. And that's what I did. And I drove up to this piece actually 3 days ago. And the first thing I did, guys, is you see this dead end road right here. And you see that it's real close to this town. I mean, this is the property, and you see all these houses. Well, that pretty much scared me off, but I just wanted to go up there. So I drove down here, and I talked to this guy in his house right here. He owns every one of these houses. No one's in them, nothing. No one bothers this. This house right up here is another property line, but the mayor lives here. And he told me about how no one bothers this piece. He watched it, whatever. So, and then I started learning that we have a big landowner to the north, a big landowner to the west that don't shoot nothing but giants every year. So, just like I said, this is a lot of information to take in, but this is what you have to do. I mean, obviously the map helps a ton. I looked at the map, I learned all about it, and then I went and walked this piece, all this out. But I had that knowledge of how the map is, and I actually had it pulled up on my phone. So I had that knowledge in my head before I got there. And I think that's key. I mean, a lot of times if you just go walk a piece of ground, you don't really understand it. But after I look at a map, I figure out everything. And the key, guys, I'm going to tell you what I believe in, is getting a piece. I mean, this would be only a 330-acre piece of ground, but big farms next to it with people on the same type deal I'm on. So, and when I say that, management system. So guys, back to this piece of property here, a couple things, if, we've actually put in an offer on this place, and a couple things that I would do. So right here, you see where I'm dragging the mouse right here. I would, even though these are houses, this is where I'll be parking a lot to be able to hunt right here. But I would put Egyptian wheat all down through here. All down right through here, I would put Egyptian wheat, which is going to be 10 to 12 foot tall. It's going to make these deer feel comfortable. Now, the next thing that I would do on this is kind of different than I would do on a lot, but I would put Egyptian wheat right here. I would put Egyptian wheat along this north border, but I would also come right here again, and I would put another level of Egyptian wheat right here, somewhere right here, maybe right here, and just give a fold of security for these bucks that would come out on this place. The next thing that you can see with this is, you got the bottomland right here, which is really, really good, but there's another access point from up in this area. And so this is an access I'd be hunting. I would probably take a brush hog and as brush hog me a spot into where I hung sets right here. I would actually put blinds up here. This is hill country, as you can see. The terrain here, it's going up, and then you got the ditches or whatever. So the next thing that I would probably do too is I would probably put somewhere in this area right here, actually probably somewhere in this area right here, this circle, I would put probably a 15,000 pound feeder. I would just fill it up one time a year just to keep these bucks in the center of my property, that kind of stuff. And then I would plant this, guys. I would probably plant this big field right here. This would be corn, soybeans, and alfalfa. I'd probably put corn on the north, soybeans all right here, and I'd put alfalfa right in the middle. I would put a strip of alfalfa down through here and do the same thing over here. I mean, I'm just telling you, food is the key. Obviously, you can see this place right here has lots of bedding. I would have to create, after we found our stands and access in, I mean, one place right here I'd be parking right here at the mayor's house, and I would be walking into certain sets as we hang. And I would make me an easy access, whether it's walking the edge of this and jumping in or whatever. And as you can see, as I zoom in on this a little bit more, you can see there's places in here for food plots. So I would actually put some killing plots in here as well. This place is eat up with turkeys, and that would be our start on it. We would continue to build food. We would continue to make plans with Egyptian wheat or whatever, and then access into these trees. So that is what we'll be doing if we can just get it bought. But maps, 100% again, has helped me. Now I'm studying my maps every day, and we'll go back on this property, and I'll even be more familiar with it. So make sure and pick you out a mapping system. You know, like I said, learn the topographical map will help you big time. Like I said, I got it pulled in pretty zoomed in tight here. And again, when you see, you know, let me just get right over here. So as it's going up, you see this is pretty steep right here. The skinnier it gets, as you see, it's steeper, okay? And then you're learning, I mean, you see how it's falling. See this little deal here, this is probably the top of a butte, and it's steep, and then it's falling down into the bottom, as you can see. So you can learn that even more in depth. You could probably Google something, and they really teach you about the topographical maps, but it's definitely something that you want to learn. And you can know that you're high here, low down here, which matters. So guys, that's if you don't use maps already, I'm sure you do, but again, even me, I just sit around and follow rivers in places in units that I know are good, and use my Onyx or HuntWise or whatever you got to find out what landowner, and even to the point of we write letters to people and say, hey, we'd be interested in leasing that. Do y'all lease it, or would you sell it, or whatever? Because obviously, like I said, you can scroll down. I mean, look at this piece right here, guys. Look at that right there. How would you like to have that? I mean, look at the timber on this. I mean, this is Kansas. You don't find too many spots with that much timber, but I know one. I'd like to be able to hunt this. Sand Creek, it looks like, Medicine Lodge River running through it. But anyway, it all starts with a map. So check it out.